stop sulfide mining in northeast Minnesota.
I'm here to protest the new sulfide mines that are being proposed for northern Minnesota. The first of which is the Polymet mine, the White Lakes. And we really think that copper sulfide mining in northern Minnesota is a real bad idea because they're right at the top of the watershed and the waters are at the top of the ground. And if they dump the sulfide ore waste in the old mine pit at White Lakes the way they plan to do, all it's going to do is take it down into the aquifer instead.
It flows down the St. Louis River to Duluth and affects the quality of water here in Duluth. Not only that, but it goes up to Hudson Bay and it goes down the Mississippi River. So this affects a lot of backyards and a lot of people throughout the state, not just up in the Iron Range. It seems a shame we have beautiful northeast Minnesota that has natural rivers and lakes and forests and something to attract people up here and to make it a great place to live and work, and yet we're not even flinching at the fact that it can be taken apart by a mining interest. A mining interest that if they wanted to, they could probably figure out with all their engineers and metallurgists how to do this in a clean, healthy fashion, but they won't. They'll do it as economically as they can to make as much money. And I don't blame them for making much money, but it's, I think, going to sure affect the quality of life for an awful lot of people in Minnesota.
St. Louis River has over a 100-mile dead zone for wild rice. I think we should realize there's a connection between the mining on the Mesabi Iron Range and the dead zone in the St. Louis River. Now, the last couple of days, Pat and I spent a lot of time at the Society for Mining and Exploration at the deck here, and in all that time I never once heard them acknowledge that Polymet's environmental impact statement for their copper mining was environmentally unsatisfactory and inadequate.
Someone needs to do something about it, and it's time for our legislators to stand up and start protecting us. They tell us that, oh, this will be fine because all of the laws that Minnesota has that make it so that mining is clean and that it isn't so destructive, yet there's in St. Paul right now taking those laws apart, making it easier for miners to get their permits, to lower standards that are already in place, and the standards are not adequate anyway because this is a new type of mining. Sulfide mining is not iron mining. It's a whole different ball game, and the people in Duluth and northeast Minnesota need to be watching this and speaking out to their legislators and saying, hey, our families deserve better.
What are you concerned about the wild rice for?
Well, my understanding is that the activity that's already gone on has had a substantially negative impact on wild rice beds that have been established here for some time already. And from what I understand, the sulfide mining, the byproducts of that are very detrimental to wild rice beds. So I'm concerned at finding out just exactly, how these environmental impact statements are done, to what degree the research has been done on the wild rice beds, and try to, I don't really feel comfortable with the mining company's assurances about this, so I'm seeking out more information.
This battle to save our environment this time is much like the big battle we had with the reserve mining company's tailings up in Silver Bay about 40 years ago in the early 1970s.
At that point, was it perfectly fine to drink the water in Duluth?
The citizens were advised not to drink the water, and so that we had to find alternative sources of water, drinking water.
What about the people that say we need these minerals to run our cell phones and our camcorders? What about that?
Recycle.
Recycle.
Mine the dumps.
Mind the dumps?
It goes over to China anyhow.
Don't we need the jobs here?
Well, most of this is to create jobs in other countries, not in the United States. This is a foreign company coming in to mine our resources and to put them on the open market for anyone to buy.